Hi Bear, it's just on TV, back with another video, and yeah, today was Derby Day. It was Rangers Celtic, and wow, what a game! Rangers played fantastic. If I'm honest, I think that's probably the performance of the season. I think that shows, or that's what we need to produce week in, week out. Obviously, it probably won't happen, but if we can do that for most of the season, I think we can definitely have a good shout at getting second anyway, and possibly even getting a trophy. But the team, or the lineup for today's game was McGregor nets, back four of Taverner, Goldson, Worrell and Halliday, midfield three of McCrory, Jack, Arfield, up front Candace, Morelos and Kent. And yeah, basically from the first minute to the end, Rangers absolutely did what the plan was don't let Celtic have time on the ball, pressure them, and yeah, really good game. Unfortunately, the only goal for Rangers was from Ryan Kent going down the left, cutting it back to Jack, who hit a shot, went through Scott Brown's legs and went in. And yeah, like I say, chances unfortunately were the main thing. Goldson heading wide, even hitting the cross, but I think it was Morelos or Brown heading the ball into crossbar. Second half, Arfield getting the ball kicked off the line, etc. But yeah, it was a really good game for Rangers. It was more of the Rangers that you would expect to maybe not play every game, but at least challenge or put a good shift in to challenge for possibly the title. But like I say, with I think everyone put a shift in. Me personally, I think I was torn between McCrory, Jack and Arfield. I think the three of them had a really good game. I think obviously with Arfield being subbed, obviously was due to, I think, probably just lack of fitness, etc. But I think personally, I think McCrory for me was man of the match. I think what was kind of surprising but good as well for Rangers was there was only two subs Rangers used. On the 71st minute, Daniel Candace we got sub for Koulibaly, and the 92nd minute Arfield went off for Flanagan. But yeah, like I said before, when the teams are announced, or the way team being announced, there wasn't. It's probably the first time, or quite a few fans were saying that it wasn't a team that you would be worried about or think, oh, he could cause a threat or they could cause a problem. It was a team that you could basically think they were there for the taking. I think obviously the plus for us was Edouard getting injured. I think possibly that was a good plus, not starting, but even when he came on, he didn't do much. The full Celtic team, like I say, I think it was a couple of minutes in the second half. I think there was a few, if you want to call it, iffy moments, but it was all Rangers, and yeah, it was, like I say, it was a good game. One thing that I do want to bring up before the game was it was said in the stadium that Rangers or the game would be a minute's silence for the 66 fans that were at Ibrox on the 2nd of January, I think it was 1971, and yeah, absolutely, regardless of team or whatever, to show respects to people that unfortunately didn't make it back from a game, was especially, there's two things that a lot of people have been criticising. One was Craig Gordon, for some reason, went to his nets, got his towel, and then was basically the last Celtic player to get to the centre circle. And during the what was meant to be a minute silence, there was a few fans saying words, and apparently it's been rumoured that the referee Rab Beaton apparently only did it for 30 seconds, and then that was it, which I think surprising that it was only to be a minute silence turned out to be a 30 seconds silence was really kind of surprising. But like I said, the main point was, fans saying things, were being told to kind of be quiet, but one would do it, then another fan would start getting told to be quiet, and then all of a sudden one cough went to two coughs to three coughs, and before you know it, you're talking, Paul, about, I'd say maybe 5-10 fans all having a cough at the one time, which, like I say, regardless of team, to have fans not come back from a game, Hillsborough as well was another perfect example. I'm sure any team that either go to Liverpool or play Liverpool, Liverpool will want either home fans or the way team playing them at Anfield would want them to show respect to the 96. So yeah, kind of disappointed that it didn't last long, but hey, let's look at the positive, the win, and to see Ibrox. Of course, you're going to have some stands that weren't, or a few stands that weren't kind of doing the singing, but credit, I think, a lot of, I think it was probably the first time in probably years that Ibrox was absolutely rocking. The fans were really behind the team, they were encouraging them, and yeah, to get the win was, I think someone said 7 years was the last time Rangers won an Old Firm, so yeah, it's a brilliant win. To see loads of fans, absolutely delighted to get that kind of monkey off the back of, to at least get a Old Firm win recently anyway, was fantastic. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I think the next game is Cowden Beath. I think that's in like February the 8th, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I hope everyone had a good Christmas. Thanks to everyone that watches and has been subscribing. Please, I know I've been saying it, but please do subscribe. It does mean a lot to the channel to get to the next milestone of 125 subscribers. Please like as well. Show your support, and yeah, and I'll see you in 2019. And yeah, have a good new year, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, guys.